Hi, I'm Monica. On-trail lunch is my favorite part of the day. We take time to have a hot meal, rest, and laugh. Join us every day on the Appalachian Trail as the water boils.
This is welcome to chapter 3 of Lost and Found. Now keep in mind we have walked over I don't know how many miles, but nearly 7,000 miles, and we've not lost anybody like this.
Not like this.
3 days in a row.
Three days in a row. We
getting lost tonight?
Gwen, we lost Georgie, and then we have another story for you.
Too boring. No.
It's not too boring.
It's essentially
Go ahead.
if you watched
okay.
Georgie's Lost and Found video, it is basically the same thing.
They probably
but
didn't sit through it.
it
Not
was
quite the same.
Okay.
Aiden and Henry were set up at
It
lunch
starts different.
in their hammocks,
Oh, yeah, we
enjoying
were
a nice lunch,
sleeping.
and we made a plan to meet at the shelter.
And we both woke
And
up
they
grumpy.
both woke up.
And I had been hearing Dad and Fresh Grounds, the Trail Angel, talking about a road past a shelter. So I just assumed a road is where we're ending. So I saw a road on the map and just walked to there.
Now keep in
Got out
mind,
front.
that 4 of the 8 of us, that would not be me or June, or Aiden and Georgie. Anyone not pictured right here went the wrong way. There
Let
was
it
a
be
junction. Yeah, let it be
yeah,
known.
I
Oh,
went
I
the
just
wrong
picked
way.
my nose on camera. Let it be known. There was a forest road, and then the trail cut up off the forest road, and they all went straight on the road for a good amount of time.
Separately, too.
Separately, yeah.
200 yards.
So when we get to the shelter and Henry's not there and he had been way out ahead, we thought he went the wrong way on that road. And I wonder, did he get reoriented? And there's some possibilities that are out there. Some of them unlikely, that mostly unlikely, but it's possible that he could get lost and then not have navigation and be able to find his way back.
Henry's not really the type, though, so I wasn't too worried about him.
Aiden was not worried.
Okay, listen. Everyone at the camp was like, Henry will be fine. He's so smart. And I was just like, what?
Georgie was a little jealous,
We did not panic.
I was offended.
Now, there's a couple of mitigating factors. One, we'd been through it the night before. We talked about what to do a little bit.
And I was
Henry
a little too
would've-
sore to go running 6 more miles.
And nobody had an extra mileage in them that night, and because of the night before.
Yeah,
so,
but you could have put it better than... he's
Georgie, I
fine.
was saying the same
But-
thing about you.
Henry is also carrying Gwen's food and his
yeah.
own, so he had about 9 days of food with him. He probably would have been all right till we found him.
Gwen wouldn't have.
So at any rate, we can't find him, so I walk backward on the trail. I'm thinking I'll walk almost to the junction and see if I've found him. I'll start yelling his name at the junction where people had gotten taken a mistake. That was about 1.5 miles back. As I'm walking, I see this blue-shirted human across the creek, and I say, "Hey!" And they jumped about out of their skin because it was this guy and this girl with him, and I thought it was Henry, so I said, "Hey!" And this guy jumps, and I was like, "Oh, you're not my son." But they said that they had seen him after the second beaver dam. Now, sometimes people get messed up in terms of their orientation about where they see people and all that. So I wasn't taking it as gospel, but I did think he probably did pass that second beaver dam. And if he had, then that wouldn't have been all the way back to the junction.
Where's your knife?
So I figured he was forward, not backward. So I turned around,
Thanks.
I walked maybe 0.8 of a mile back to the shelter, and then I told them I'm going to go up to the road and look for him. And we set up a pole in the trail just in case he had been behind. So I walked out to the road.
Walked up to the road, and I was, well, let's rewind. I walked fast from lunch all the way to the road till 6:30 I got there. And I waited for about an hour and a half till 8. Yeah.
Took you a little
Yeah, let me do the math. I waited till 8, and I was thinking, this isn't right. They either got lost and are taking a long time, or they're set up somewhere else. So I just continued to sit, and then I finally decided they probably stopped at that shelter 0.4 back. So I started running back, and I ran into Dad about halfway there. So we turned around, came back and got my backpack, and then walked back.
And I finally got dinner.
And Gwen finally got
And Gwen sat patiently and did not tell anyone that she was lacking dinner.
And didn't fall asleep.
Yeah, I got to sit in the bugs for 2 hours.
And Henry got to sit in the bugs for 2 hours. And there you have it. That is Lost and Found, Chapter 3. And we hopefully...
Have no more.
Hopefully
Yeah,
that's
no,
the finale of the Lost and
I
Found.
could
Teamed up
volunteer to
tonight,
get
probably.
lost today.
Thanks for watching. For even more riveting content, visit our Patreon page.